Lines in the plane. So this should be, from the notes you probably saw, this should be a relatively easy section because we're literally finding slope and lines. Nice and easy. Find the slope of the line through the pair of points. So if they give us 2 points, -2, 1, and 5, -3, how do I go about finding slope?
Oh, y1 being y2 minus y1 over x2 minus.
Yes, so what do I plug in?
Oh, -3 minus 1 over 5 plus 2. Or you could do it, or you could flip the numbers, but they have to be the same.
Yes, good point. This can either be 0.2 and this 0.1, or this can be 0.2 and this can be 0.1. It doesn't matter which way you do it as long as they're both the same. You'll get the same result in the end. So we get -4/7, and that's our slope. You can move those boxes out of your way if you need to.
Question told me to say it.
He said word for word, Riley's big head is in the way.
That's the third class I've gotten told that in. This is so stupid.
I am the messenger.
All right, find the value of x or y so that the line through the pair of points has the given slope. So 8 gives us the points -2, 3, and 4y, and they tell us that the slope is -3. So if I want to solve for the y point of, or the y coordinate of that point with the given information, any ideas how I might go about doing that?
Y equals -3 in parentheses 4. Or no, that's not right. -2 minus 4, and then plus 3.
Any other ideas? What do you mean?
What?
You just plug it in with y.
Yeah, you just
Wouldn't solve it.
3 minus y.
Oh, but like it'd be like -3 equals. What if you did -2 minus 4 over 3 minus 1?
Yes, we've got to set it equal to -3, and then you can use your slope formula. Since I think everyone has said 3 minus y, we'll just do that. Over -2 minus 4. Was that what you were trying to say, Maya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop lying.
No, you can't.
No, that was now you're.
That was-
Whole different planet.
You said parentheses,
Yeah.
Maya.
Whole different planet.
It's okay. I was just wondering. Sometimes if like people don't like say exactly how I'm thinking it in my head, it like just doesn't register. So I'm like, I don't know.
You don't have
Okay, so this is gonna give me -3 equals 3 minus y over -6. Multiply by -6, so 18 equals 3 minus y. 15 equals -y, so y equals -15. So the y coordinate of that point is -15. Same instructions. -8, -2 is the first point. The second point is x2, and the slope is 1/2. So setup looks very similar, except for obviously now it's the x point that I'm dealing with. So 1/2 equals 2 minus a -2, so +2 over x minus a -8, so +8. How do I solve for x? Like anybody?
I put 1/2 equals 4 over x plus 8, and then you can try to like.
You can multiply x by 8 on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get x plus 8. I'm gonna do it this way, times 1/2 to make life easier. Instead of multiplying it through. Now what?
Divide the
1/2
half.
x plus
Multiply by 2.
4 equals 4.
Do that. Multiply by 2.
Multiply by 2. The only reason I don't want to distribute is that's going to make me do an extra step that I can eliminate by just multiplying by 2 to start with. So x plus 8 equals 8. So x equals 0 is that coordinate of the point. All right, find a point slope form equation of the line through the point with the given slope. So, 12, the point -4, 3, and a slope of -2/3. How do I plug this in for point slope form?
Oh. Y minus 3 equals 2, -2 or 3 times x minus 4 x plus 4.
Yep, minus the negative, so plus. And that's a totally acceptable way to leave it. That's an equation of the line. They said point slope form, leave it like that. If you want to take it farther, you can, but you can also just leave it there. Find a general form equation of the line through the given points. So 16, -3, -8, and 4, -1. What form is general form?
Oh, ax plus by c.
Ax plus by equals c. But I still need to find what first? Find slope first. So m equals -1 minus negative, so plus 8 over 4 minus negative, so plus 3. What is that? 7 over 7, which is 1. Which point do y'all want to use for point slope form? First one or the second one?
Second one.
So y minus negative, so plus 1 equals m, which is the slope, so 1 times x minus 4. So then that gives me y equals x minus 4 plus minus 1. I moved the 1 over. And then I need to move the x term to the left and combine the numbers on the right side. So I'm going to get -x plus y equals -5, and that would be in general form or standard form. Means the same thing. So if the instructions ask you for a specific form, you need to make sure you put it in that or you won't get all the points for it. I mean, if you set it up with like how to find it and you just don't do it in the right form, obviously you won't lose like all the points, but make sure you pay attention to the instructions with that. Find a slope-intercept form equation for the line. So it says, I'm not going to write out the exact like full question because it's kind of long, but it says the line through the point 1, 2 with slope m equals 1/2. And I want it in slope-intercept form. So how do I set this up to start with?
How do you want me to put these in the thing?
You can leave those. I need to make a key for them and look over them. Or just mark off if they're done. And then I'll look over those before I give them back to them.
Just like put a check on top.
Pretty much. Alright, so how do I set this one up?
Y minus 2 equals 1/2 times x minus 1.
Now what?
Distribute, or you can multiply all of them by 2. Wait, no.
I wouldn't do that. I would distribute.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to move this 2 over in the process so I can save a step. So y equals 1/2 x minus 1/2 plus 2. Or I can rewrite that 2 as 4 over 2 so that I have a common denominator. So y equals 1/2 x plus 3/2. And there's your equation of your line. And the last thing we have in this section that we need to be concerned about is 41 through 44, which says to find an equation of the line passing through the point parallel to the given line, and then same thing but perpendicular to the given line. So what they do for these is they give us, like with 42, the point -2, 3, and the line y equals -2x plus 4. And first of all, they want me to find the one that is parallel to it, and then they want me to find the one that is perpendicular to it. So, what do we know about slopes of parallel lines?
Same
Slope.
they're the same.
Yep, same slope. So what is the slope of this original line?
2, -2.
-2. So the slope of the parallel line is also -2. And so now I use point slope form, and they do not specify what your final answer has to be in, so you can put it in any of the forms that you want. I usually use point slope or slope intercept. I don't really like standard form, but if you like that one, you can use that. I don't care. So y minus 3 equals -2 times x plus 2. You can leave it there, or you can go farther if you want and say y equals -2x minus 4 plus 3. So y equals -2x minus 1. So either of these two options are acceptable. If you wanted to do general, then obviously general, standard, whatever, you can do that too. But like I said, I don't like that one, so I don't show that one. What do we know about slopes of parallel lines? I mean, perpendicular lines.
Opposite. Like they have to be opposite of others.
What do you mean?
It's -2, so it has to be like 1.5.
So it's the opposite inverse. So we change the sign and we flip the number. So in this case, it is going to be a slope of positive 1/2. And then we do the same thing. So y minus 3 equals 1/2 times x plus 2. You can leave it here, or you can keep going and say y equals 1/2 x plus 1 plus 3, which would give you y equals 1/2 x plus 4. So again, I would take either one on that. If they give you the equation of the line in standard form, so let me scroll back up here. So if they gave it to you like this, how would you find the slope of that? What would we need to do?
Move X back.
Yeah, I would need to move X back over to the other side. If they did that, so that I would end up with a y equals mx plus b situation, so that I could find that slope. So just be aware of that, because one of the problems in the homework is that they give it to you starting in general form versus slope-intercept form. Any questions about any of this? I don't think any of the instructions say anything about graphing the line, but if it happens to say and graph, just don't worry about it. All right, problems then are 3 through 25, every other odd, and 41 and 43.